The Great Gary Rescue. Patrick! SpongeBob cried. I have terrible news! Gary is missing! Maybe he left a clue, Patrick suggested. He took a step, tripped over one of Gary's toys, and fell right into his litter box. Whump! He lifted his head and spotted a piece of paper. Look! A clue! It was a royal decree from King Poseidon. He wanted a snail brought to him right away. The king liked to rub snail slime on his face to smooth out his wrinkles. SpongeBob realized that someone must have snail-napped Gary and taken him to the king. Patrick, he said, we have to go to the lost city of Atlantic City and rescue Gary. When the friends reached the lost city of Atlantic City, home of King Poseidon, they were impressed. It looked awesome. Remember, Patrick, SpongeBob warned. We're here to rescue Gary. We can't get distracted. Gotcha, Patrick agreed. But the lost city of Atlantic City was very distracting. Rides, shows, treats, wave pools, dancing, fireworks. So many exciting things to do and eat. SpongeBob and Patrick were having so much fun they forgot all about saving Gary. After their wild night, SpongeBob and Patrick woke up on the street. Luckily, they were right in front of King Poseidon's palace. Come on, Patrick, SpongeBob said. Gary's gotta be in there somewhere. SpongeBob and Patrick asked to see King Poseidon, but his guards just laughed. So the two buddies just ran past the guards and slipped into a dressing room. They put on costumes and makeup to disguise themselves. When they came out, a stage manager said, "You're on!" and shoved them into the spotlight. SpongeBob and Patrick spotted King Poseidon in the audience. They danced and sang Aka Waka Maka Mia, a goofy song they knew from their days at Camp Coral. The king laughed and applauded, but when he smiled into his hand mirror, he saw a line on his face. King Poseidon hated wrinkles. "Bring me my snail!" he commanded. King Poseidon called his snail Fred, but it was really Gary. SpongeBob climbed up to the balcony and asked for his snail back. When King Poseidon said no, SpongeBob tried to take Gary. "Guards!" the king shouted. "Seize them!" SpongeBob and Patrick were arrested for attempted snail napping and locked in a cell. "Oh, Patrick!" SpongeBob sobbed. "I really tried to rescue Gary, but I failed!" Back in Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob's friends heard about his arrest on the news. "This is terrible," Sandy said. "We've got to save SpongeBob!" The next morning, King Poseidon's Chancellor led SpongeBob and Patrick to their trial. "Congratulations," he said. "Your trial is the hottest ticket in town." Later, SpongeBob was pronounced guilty. King Poseidon agreed. Patrick stood and gave a big speech to distract the king while SpongeBob sneaked into the balcony. King Poseidon frowned as he listened to Patrick. Frowning made his forehead wrinkle, so he reached for his snail, but SpongeBob had swapped a decoy for the real Gary. Then he'd slipped out of the room with Gary and Patrick. "Seize them!" him!" the king screamed when he realized he'd been tricked. The guards raced after the fleeing friends. SpongeBob ran through the palace with Gary under his arm. "Gary, you're with me now!" he cried. "I'll never let anyone take you again!" The guards were getting closer. "They're going to catch us!" SpongeBob said. But then Mr. Krabs, Sandy, and Squidward jumped in front of the guards. "Run, lad!" Mr. Krabs shouted. "We'll handle the guards!" With his friends to help him, SpongeBob knew nothing could stop him from saving Gary. Soon, SpongeBob, Gary, and their friends were back in Bikini Bottom, safe and happy to be home. The end.